Hello everyone, Shawn here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to my channel and another episode of Okay, I'll try that. This week got me inspired by all this Christmas in July happening, and I was flipping through my stuff trying to figure out what can I do, what can I use, maybe I want to try a new technique. And I remembered this technique by Gina K Designs, and I've seen it. I've watched her video a gazillion times on it, and I thought, I have some stamps that might work for this that would look kind of cool for Christmas. I've never tried it. I've done the wood grain stuff. I've done the carved, wood grain things. Never tried faux embossing to make this look like an embossing folder, but with ink. So I'm going to give this a try and check out and see what I can do with this. But before I do, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow me here on YouTube and Instagram under Manly Made Minute. Follow my journey, check out all my stuff. Would be greatly appreciated. So let's go down, let's try this technique and see if I can make this work. So here's what I've got out. I'm going to try this Zen Tangle design by Desiree Tangles, and this one is called a Tangled Star. And so I just thought this would look good for Christmas. I've pre-made my sentiment because I thought sentiment would look good right here in the center from another one of her holiday ones actually. And I used the sentiment Joy, just put it on red paper with a background of white, and then I embossed the edges of that white because I thought that would look great with the matching this, and we're going to do some gold on the back side of the card. So here's how this works. I pre-cut my card base to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I want this to come off the edge of the card. I was going to do a big square centered one, but I was like, yeah, I think I wanted to do this offset, something like this. So this is what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to offset this just slightly, but I do want this to fill, I think, as much as that card as I can. Tuck that in the corner nice and tight. Now here's what you're supposed to do. Whatever color you choose for paper, you want to use the same color ink, but darker. So go a darker shade of ink than what you're using for color. My red is a pretty Christmassy red, so I'm going to go to a deep cranberry, darker, deeper red to ink this with. All right? So we're going to have to stamp this one a couple times just to get it nice and deep. So I've watched Gina's video here a couple times, and you just want this nice and deep. All right? And we can actually just use our tool to get that nice and even. And I'm going to do this a couple, it looks like I'm going to need just a couple swipes at this just to get it nice and rich and deep. So essentially, according to this video, this is creating that depth or the deep valley part of your embossing. And just one more quick one here. All right. Now we're just going to wipe that off. And now you're going to want to use a pigment ink. I'm going to use white. I know in her video she had like a cream or a peach or something of that effect. Ivory. I think it was ivory. I just have white, so I'm going to use my white pigment ink, which I thought would look good for Christmas anyway. So you load this up. And don't squish this a lot because you don't want to allow that pigment to come out and get in the crevices. Now you're going to take and shift this down and to the left like a hair. Like literally the depth of a hair, she said. Just hardly at all. So I'm going to go just slightly down and slightly to the left. And I'm talking, this is probably 1 to 2 hairs worth around that edge, okay? All right, I've got my white, and you gotta do this a couple times. When she did it, each time that she did it, I think she stamped it 3 times, it made it look like a deeper emboss. So I'm gonna do mine a couple times as well. But you can kind of see, I'm gonna zoom in. One swipe, and it already looks like that white is like, you could see the top, it looks like a top edge almost. All right, I'll do another one. I'm just lifting this really gently so it doesn't move my paper, because otherwise I'll probably never get it back in that same spot. Wow, this almost looks like lace, actually, with this stamp and this color and white. Looks like lace. All right, I'm gonna try one more, like so. Nice and gentle. I think I got this to work. That is like the coolest thing ever. And I can just see doing some Christmas bulbs. She has Christmas bulb stamps, and I think it'd be cool to do some Christmas bulbs in this kind of color. So, oh man, does that look cool! All right, I have cut my base. I'm just going to make this into a card quick at just under 5.5 and 4 1/4. So I get a nice gold border. I'm going to try to be careful because I know white pigment ink takes a little while to dry. Pardon my head for one quick second so I can just get this nice and lined up. All right, I'm going to just tap this down. I'm going to weight this down so I don't smear it, like so. And I don't think I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. I know that's probably shocking to many of you because I could not resist the urge to do some stencil or dimensionals, but we're not going to on this one. All right, that should have some tack to it. And I'm just going to offset this right over the center of that and glue it down. Just like so. And what an easy Christmas card that has some depth. Now this would be cool to spray some shimmer over it. I could splatter this with some shimmer, some white, some black, some gold splatter, and enhance this however I want, really, to be honest. So there you have it. I have tried the faux embossing. Let me show you from the front side because I can really get a good focus from this camera. But doesn't that look like that red is set back? So I tried it and I love it. And I'm going to have to make some Christmas cards with this one. So thank you all so much for hanging with me while I try something new in front of you. I appreciate you all for checking this out. And until next time, I'll see you then.